know who have cash. They know their clients who has cash. So if a CPA firm just did taxes for somebody, they know the guy's sitting on $100,000, $300,000 cash, and if you approach them properly, everybody's looking for a higher return on their cash. Everybody's looking for 10, 12, 15% on their cash. So a lot of CPA, they understand real estate. They understand the taxes. They understand how you can make money through real estate. So if you hook up to a good CPA, they can actually bring you private investors. They can bring you deals. They can bring you stuff. But you gotta again, it's all about creating relationships. It's all about, being honest. And if you say you're gonna do it, do it. Don't never overpromise and underdeliver. So when again, this is something I've been doing for many years. And you only need 1 or 2 CPAs. You don't need 100 of them. You just need 1 or 2 probate attorneys. You don't need 100 of them. You just need a few good relationships and nurture those relationships and work those relationships, and deals will come. And just be in their face. Call them once a month, call them every other week or whatever, but be in their face. And when something happens, they'll call you. But when they call you, be ready. Don't drop the ball. When they give you a deal, you got to make sure you fulfill it and get it done. When I say know your backyard, I mean, if you guys live in Baltimore, or you live in D.C., or you live in Virginia, or you live in PG County, I mean, know your area. Know what's going on in your neighborhoods. And a lot of times, the local government agencies has a lot of information in terms of if there's like I said, new Harris Teeter, or if there's a large mixed-use project going on, or if there's streets that are being widened for a reason, or if there's a new metro station going on. All that's community projects has a great impact on your neighborhood. So for example, DC, we've all seen DC from where it was in the 80s to where it is now. I mean, it's totally changed. DC has totally changed. And that's because they've got these projects that are planned. And they're fulfilling these projects. Just like over at the National Harbor in PG, Prince George's area, the casino's coming. But when the casino gets there, that's going to impact Fort Washington. That's going to impact Oxon Hill. That's going to impact Clinton, Maryland. That's going to increase jobs. That's going to increase wealth in those areas. And then so there's going to be a lot of tourists, a lot of people coming to those areas. So there's going to be a lot more police officers there. So it's going to be a lot cleaner. Because the thing is, that's how counties make money. They're bringing money into their counties. So know your areas, know your backyard. Read the papers, see what's going on, and you want to buy in those areas. You want to, and that's what a lot of these large developers do. If they've decided to build a 200-unit project, they understand what's going on from a county perspective. And so same thing with you guys. You should be able to know, if there's a school district, like especially charter schools. There's a lot of charter schools going up right now, a lot of private schools. So I know in my neighborhood they just built 2 private schools. As soon as they build them, I mean, they're totally packed. So, I mean, it increases the value of the area. So know your backyard. So know your backyard, know your school district, know the area where you're marketing in. Because that's going to allow you to understand what you're buying and why you're buying it. All right, so how to spark a conversation with the seller. So when you are talking to a motivated seller, then you want to ask them questions. You want to ask them, like, what happened? How did you get in this situation? If they're in a foreclosure situation, or if they're in a short sale, or if it's a probate deal, you want to ask questions. But you want to be genuine. You don't want to be like just reading a script. You want to really be genuine and care. And you want to provide a solution to the actual sellers. So, and then talk to them. Just basically just be open-minded and tell them what's going on in the community and ask them what you can do for them. Because a lot of these guys, I mean, the thing is they want to sell their property, they want to get rid of it. But if you're the guy or the woman that's going to be able to give them a solution, they'll give it to you. value of a property. A lot of times, I mean, we will, when somebody calls us and says, hey, I've got a property in DC, we'll go to Google Earth, we'll zoom in the neighborhood, we'll look at the property, look at the community, we'll look and see how many boarded up homes are there. We'll look and see what's in action, how many people are doing rehabs, how many renovations have taken place, how many homes that are under renovations now. I mean, we're currently analyzing before we buy. We don't just put our money into areas without really knowing what we get into. So with the Google Earth, and even Bing has a real good tool where you can actually zoom right down into the front door of the property and look around. So a lot of times you don't even have to drive to the properties, but you use the right technologies. And then there's websites like homevaluation.com, realtor.com. You can actually get not true values, but you can get a good estimate in terms of what the property's worth. The MRIS, if you guys have access to that, that will give you the best value overall. So if you don't have access to it, maybe get an agent. But if you guys become an agent yourself, you have access to these tools, and then you'll be able to do your own research and your own analytics. And that's the benefits of being an investor and an agent, where you want to control your own money, you want to control what you get into. But this is just a project that we did. We bought this house, and we do a lot of staging. So it goes back to selling the house and showing a good product. So it may cost us $2,000 to stage a house, but if you look at a before and the after, I mean, we sold the house, I think it was in less than 2 days, because the way it was staged. And a lot of times, you stage it comes, you sign a 30-day contract or a 60-day contract to rent the materials. So it's definitely worth it. It's a write-off. The goal is to get the cash out and get the cash to the next deal. Keep moving the cash. And what we do everything, we do construction. We have our own cost on the back end. A lot of this money that we spend is in the landscaping, the kitchens and the bathrooms. And I try to look at a house like, okay, if I was living here, what would be important? Would I want a deck? If it has a basement, I'll finish the basement. But with the basement, you got to be careful, because with the basement, you get $1 for $1. So if you put in $10,000 a basement, you're really going to get just a $10,000 value, unless you add another bathroom or something down there. So basements, they're good space, but you're really not going to get all your money out of the basement. The kitchens and bathrooms, we're going to get most of your money out. Yes.
So Sid, if you're saying you get $1 for $1 on the basement, what do you find the return to be on the kitchens and bathrooms?
The kitchen, you get almost like 6 to 1 on the kitchens.
Okay.
If you do them right. But if you're using Home Depot stuff, you're doing low end, it's maybe 3 to 1.
Okay. And how about bathrooms?
Bathroom, same thing. I mean, we do diamond cut, we do custom tile work, so we do a high-end stuff. So we tend to get like 6 to 1, 5 to 1 on our bathrooms. But if you just do low end, and it depends on the neighborhood. If you're in what I call a D neighborhood or C neighborhood, like a lower end neighborhood, but you're not going to put a lot of money into those neighborhoods. Because you don't want to have a Porsche on a Volkswagen lot. Because people don't come with Volkswagen money. So you don't want to overbuild. Right? But if I'm in the McLean or Great Falls or higher-end DC neighborhood, then I'm going to put in more money in the kitchens and bathrooms to get $1 million house sold quickly.
Right, but wouldn't you agree that as an investor agent who is rehabbing a property, your property should be the best looking property when it's up for sale and when it's staged? So you may not be putting in Porsche material, but it better be the best looking staged home that's going to be able to sell the quickest.
Yeah, and it goes back to, getting your money out, right? So my goal is to keep moving my money, keep moving my cash. So, but with the staging, the thing about the staging is when people walk in, they're more so looking at the pictures of the walls, they're looking at the sofas, they're looking at the tables, so they're taking their eyeballs off the floors, the drywall, the windows, so they're not really looking at that. So one of the things that I do is we walk around the neighborhood before we sell our house. We see what kind of competition we have. We look at to see what other people are selling. Do they have crown molding? Do they have shadow boxes? Have they staged their own properties? And then therefore, when we come out with our property, we make sure that ours is one of the higher ones. Because a buyer, when they walk around those neighborhoods, they're going to look at every single house, and when they come to your house, then you want to make sure that your house looks good and it's got the most value for the buck. Right? So if there's $300,000 across the board, then you want to make sure that the $300,000 they spend on your house, they get more for it. And you want to be able to show that through the staging and through the finishes.
And are you finding today that buyers want 3-bedroom and 1 bath, 4-bedroom and 2 bath, 2 bedrooms and 1 bath? As an investor yourself, rehabbing currently in this market, what are you finding that today's buyers want as a finished product?
Well, at least minimum 3 bedrooms and at least 2 bathrooms, at least. Now, I try to make sure that there's a master bedroom and a master bathroom. Because mom and dad don't want to share their bathroom with the kids. You know, so if you can find a house that has a master bathroom or build a master bathroom in the bedroom, that has a lot of value. So a master bathroom is huge. But at least three bedrooms and at least 2 bathrooms. But if you can find a house that's big enough where you can add a second bathroom, and that has a lot of value too. And sometimes we'll make the closet smaller, or we'll make the closet into a stand-up shower, or make it into a bathroom, so we can provide that.
What about garages?
If you're in that kind of neighborhood, and you can get a garage, yeah, that's great. Some of the parts of Baltimore don't have problems with garage kitchen. Parts of PG. So, but garage is huge. You can get it. I mean, my preferred property is at least a 3+, meaning 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, at least 2, 3, 4 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage.
That's
half an acre of land. If I get half an acre of land, and that's my preferred property. Because I'm catering more towards a family, a mom and dad with 2 kids, or something. I'm catering towards the higher end, rather than just like the lower end row homes and things like that. Yeah, here's a project we took. Basically, we kept the same layout in this kitchen. We just knocked everything down and just renovated the whole countertops and everything. But we kept the same layout. Now with this, if you have a good contractor, they could turn that before and after kitchen in less than a week. If you have a good contractor, if you have a good relationship with your cabinet guys, your cabinet guy comes out in one day, he does the measurements. Your granny guy comes out, you get your appliances in, you got the tile work done, you should be able to get that kitchen done in less than a week. And the same thing with the bathroom. We didn't change any of the walls, we didn't change the structure, we just took everything out and just put in new stuff. Well, for that particular kitchen right there, with the appliances, I normally pay about $2,000, $2,500 for the appliances. And then for the cabinets, for that, I think that one was about $7,000 for the cabinets. A lot of times, branding companies have extra pieces laying around. And if the bathroom is small, then you could ask them to look at the salvage granite, and they'll sell that to you cheaper. Instead of selling $55,000, $60,000 a square foot, you might be able to get it for $25,000 to $30 a square foot. If you have a small bathroom. This is what you were talking about. So just, creating unique kitchens, be creative with your bathrooms, details, small little details, like we put wainscoting in that bathroom there, and after we looked at some of the houses in the neighborhood, we saw nobody else had wainscoting, so we put wainscoting in that bathroom, and that costs an extra $150, but it makes a huge difference in the overall
I'm gonna keep asking questions, is that okay?
Yeah.
What is wainscoting?
All right, wainscoting is this it's basically this wood right here that goes around. And a lot of times you'll see it in old like country homes and a lot of the higher end homes. And so wainscoting is basically like crown molding or shadow boxes or baseboards. It gives us an accent piece. It's basically it's just an accent piece to give it a different look. Oh, so shadow boxes are like if you go to larger homes, $1 million homes, you'll see like the different trim around the doors and the windows, or you see different trims inside the kitchens, the dining rooms, like a 3/4 inch trim. You know, that's, like Brian, I used to build homes for Brian, so a lot of times Brian Homes would just sell you the cookie cut box. Then they say, okay, for trim work, for like shadow boxes and things, we'll charge you extra $50,000. It just makes the product look a lot better and gives you that wow impact.
And when you work with your students and your investor agents, I mean, you show them all this and explain all the language and the details and what all this
and that's
is.
why I brought some of the materials here, because one of the things I want the folks to, we'll actually go out to the projects and actually show you what a shadow box is, what a wainscoting is, and even if on a Saturday or Sunday, a lot of these like large developers like Mid-Atlantic Homes and Ryan Homes, they have open houses. So if you go to some of their open houses, you'll see what I'm talking about. And so for some of my students, what we do is we'll take a trip on a Sunday and we'll go to $1 million house. And we'll look at the 3-layer crown molding. We'll look at the different lightings they use, the different colors, the different ways they stage things. We look at the way they lay tile, the different way of the diamond cut, the custom tile work. But once you have a picture in your mind in terms of what the outcome is, then whatever house you work with, as long as you stay within your budget, you can design a lot of stuff. And like if you look at these I brought these books in, like these books here, there's a lot of trim work in here, there's a lot of custom work in here. You can pick these books up at Home Depot. And this will give you a lot of ideas and indication of what shadow boxes are, what wainscoting is, things like that.
So what's the name of that book?
Oh, this one is called Interior Home Improvement Costs. And if you look at like this book here, this gives you a lot of accent pieces and how to do different things. So like here, this is the shadow box right there.
And the name of that other book is?
This one is called Trim Work.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
And those are like $10, $12, but yeah, if you go through them, you'll get a real good idea in terms of cost and also in terms of how to provide a unique finish to your product.
That decoration, is that mainly for that remodel? Is that mainly standard or something generally that was public with purchase or?
The what?
Is that something generally standard with buying customers or something? As far as your products?
Oh, these cabinets?
Yes, is that standard or?
No, these are more like an upgrade. These are more upgrade. If you're working like even in Capitol Heights, I did a couple houses in Capitol Heights. I used higher-end cabinets, and I put an extra $1,000, $1,800 in there, but my house got sold real fast. Like I was able to get my money out. And plus, I got a higher price for the house. I got 5 offers in one day because of the fact that we had higher-end products in there. But the main thing is you got to make sure it appraises. That's the main thing. So we don't want to have a house where you sell it for $300,000, but the appraisal only comes in at $275. Like you don't want to lose money either. So you want to make sure the house is going to appraise. So one of the things, I have appraisers that are friends of mine, so I'll tell them to go out and appraise the property, and I'll pay them $150. So that way I know I have an idea that yes, it will appraise for $300,000. So therefore we're not wasting our time. So you want to make sure every property gets appraised. So even with custom bathrooms, we try to use different colors, different bowls, different toilets, different things like that. And then just adding like shower curtains or little towels, and that really helps in terms of getting the houses sold and having great pictures. I have a photographer that comes out and takes photos for me, and having crisp pictures on your MIS is what helps sells the product and have 10, 20 people come to your home. So I also have a professional video guy that comes out and makes videos for me, and doing the virtual tours and stuff. So again, I'm always looking at how can I sell my house fast, how can I get it done so I get my money out. Yes.
Start a rehab project, would you be able to get the appraiser to come out and give you the accurate appraisal value before you put any money into the project?
You can.
But generally, helps, like I said.
But if you're working with like a hard money guy, a lot of times they will recommend, they will send out their own guy. So if you send and say, look, I'm going to sell this house for $300,000, buying it for $100,000, I'm going to put in $50,000, but they're going to send their own guy out there to inspect it. They're going to make sure your numbers are right. So, and they'll charge you a fee for that before they make you a loan. But yeah, they will send somebody out to make sure that you're going to be able to get the $300,000 and the $50,000 that you're going to put into it. Are you really going to be able to? Because some people, what they do is they say go for 50, but the house may only require 20. So a lot of the hard money, private money guys are very careful in that area. Turn your knowledge to profit into power and profit. Become an investor agent today. So this is where we, Tammy and I had hooked up to the Real Deal Academy, where we're taking next age, our first realty, the brokerage, kind of like a Keller Williams, like a RE/MAX, along with Brickfront Properties, and along with the District REIA to create this academy. This will be the only academy like this in the particular area. And this will be huge for all of you guys because you guys could make money on the real estate agent side of things, but also you can make money in terms of wholesaling and flipping properties. And with the Real Deal Academy, there's continuous and ongoing education and classes and tours and things like that are always taking place. So I know Tammy, they do a great job in terms of bringing in great speakers and other people to keep you guys inspired and motivated and keep you guys on track. So it's a privilege of mine to be part of the Real Deal, and I'm thankful for being here. So this is a great team up between Brickfront and Next Stage and the District REIA. So I mean, education is basically money. Education is money. I never went to college. I finished 10th grade, and I was in and out of trouble all my life. Grew up in a bad neighborhood. So that's, everything I've learned is self-taught. Everything I've done is just based on reading and feeding myself. But the thing is, nobody can take it from me. The government can't take it. Nobody can take this in here. So that's the way I make my money. It's just by knowing where I go. And I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on David Lindell's courses on commercial real estate. I've gone all over the different areas to watch speakers and get taught by different people. But the thing is, you have to apply it. You've got to apply it and you've got to do it. And that's the only way you're going to be able to get through it. So you can read books all day long, you can go to seminars, but if you don't do it, you don't put it into practice, it's not going to work for you. You got to do it. You can receive up to $10,000 per deal. Learn how to become. All right, so this is the one slide you put in. All right. So in this area, right now there are a lot of investors out there that have cash that are looking for deals. There's a lot of, so if you guys could beat on enough bushes and talk to enough lawyers and CPA firms and get deals, there's a lot of cash out there. One thing about, I'll tell you from real estate, well, not just real estate, but just investors overall. Investors overall are pretty lazy. Okay? So if you're sitting on $100 million, right? If you're sitting on $100 million, you don't want to be out on the streets beating on bushes. You want the deals to come to you so you can analyze the deals. Kind of look at Warren Buffett, right? So you want to analyze the deals and make decisions. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So if you guys out there finding the deals, you're talking to motivated sellers, you're going through the newspapers, you're talking to CPA firms, you're finding the deals, and if you put the deals together properly, with the NOI, with the timeline, with the construction, with the repairs, and you bring it to the investors, they will fund your deal. Because the investor is just looking at what kind of cash am I, what kind of return am I going to make on this, and is it what kind of risk is it, and can I trust this guy? Right? So most investors that have a lot of money are lazy. They want you to cater to them. And if you learn how to cater to them and bring them right deals, they will do business with you. Does that make sense? And $10,000, I mean, that's actually kind of on the low end. If you get the right deal, you actually make a lot more of that on those deals. And you know what an A, B, C, D neighborhood is? What I described as an A, B, C, D neighborhood?
Please tell us.
Okay, so like an A neighborhood is your $1 million type of area plus. Your B neighborhood is your $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 neighborhoods. Your C neighborhoods are your $200,000, $300,000, and then you go down to your $80,000 neighborhoods and so forth like that. So, I tend to play on more the BC, the BA neighborhoods, but those deals are harder to find, but they're out there. You've got to have the right relationships, and you also make a lot more money in those areas.
Since most of the buyers today, and especially with financing and banking, the loan products that are out there are mostly right now catered more towards a first-time home buyer. Would you say that today the first-time home buyer neighborhoods are more BC neighborhoods with a
more
B
like
or C
like
product?
a B minus, C minus type of, anywhere between 200 to 350, somewhere in there.
And I've heard that the best type of deal to get is a C type of a property in a B neighborhood. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So properties actually can be categorized as well as
Yes.
the neighborhood.
Yes. And drive around. I mean, I have people that drive around the neighborhoods. If you see high grass, or you see properties that are not attentive, just write the addresses down. And if you go to SDAT, you can look them up and see who the owners are. And then you can send them yellow letters. You can see if there's any type of violations from the county. If the county has given them any type of violations.
What is SDAT?
SDATA.
What is it?
Oh, it's a government tax site. It's a government site where you can look at it, and it'll tell you who the owners are, when they bought the property, how much they paid for the property, and then that's that. .com.
Do you know what the actual website is to give to everybody?
It's like the tax and assessment website.
Vicky's going to look it up. We'll give everybody the exact website in one moment.
Just give Fitzgerald
I have a